The core story was the thing that we needed to hold on to and keep intact. And anything that we changed around that was, again, all in service to keeping the emotional core of the story true to Peter's book. So in some places, I trimmed characters back to make room for this story to, like, I think, develop and resonate. And there were a few places later on, especially near the midpoint of the film, where I actually added a bit of plot because I felt like it was a little too predictable and a little bit too linear. So so I added some twists and turns here and there. So a little bit of both. We simplified and also and added a few things. But again, all in service to getting his story to the screen intact. There's a lot of dialogue from the original model, or novel, I should say. I'm not actually sure what the proportion would be. Eventually, I lost track of what was Peter's and what was mine, just because I was so busy, trying to get the story to work. I should go back and figure that out later. But Roz's, the sound of Roz's voice, you might notice, changes. We have this programmed optimism, we would describe it, that is the tone of her voice in the beginning, and it's this kind of upbeat, almost as though you were like tightening up, I think, Roz's vocal cords. It's this kind of high-pitched hello, and she's got this sort of chipper vibe. But then later on, that voice relaxes and becomes, and it's all Lupita. She's doing it. About by the midpoint of the film, it's just Lupita being Lupita without, like, really, I think, affecting her voice at all. Our animators really got into this whole thing. I understood instantly how different this project was. You don't always have animals that are animals in these movies. Usually they are more like people. So animals being animals was unique, and the animators really took to it. And they studied the particular species that they were, assigned, whether it be a bird or a fox or a badger or a bear. And one of the things that happened was things went very quickly. What I realized was that there's a purity to the characters that I had never seen before. There's an absence of stuff. There's no cars or doors or shoes or neckties, and it's just the animal. So the purity meant that things went more quickly, and that was really interesting to watch. I hope they're inspired. I know that I am when I watch the film. I'm inspired by Peter's story and the characters who have this unrelenting kindness towards each other, and I think that it's a wonderful thing, and it's great. We didn't build this film because we wanted to, like, project a message. It's just something that Peter built into the story, and it's something that I really took away. I think kids and parents and people who are not kids or parents, just adults that will go see this film, will be taken on an emotional journey that is extremely, I think, sincere and memorable.
Sometimes we must become more than we were programmed to be.